Why does it look kind of fuzzy? The camera. Don't look no better. Hey, can you hear me? Does it sound weird? So I did see on the StreamYard app. Is my face accurate? Okay. Oh, okay. It don't sound weird today because yesterday. Okay. So yesterday there was some kind of weird audio feedback. Hold on. I done lost the remote. Oh, you laying on it. Let me turn the TV down, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Um, Yesterday there was some weird audio feedback when I tried to go live. So I think I know what the problem is. They said if you have an audio feedback, you have to plug in your headphones to the computer. But the earphones that I have won't plug into my MacBook. So now I'm gonna have to get some headphones that I can plug into um the MacBook in case that happens. So I think that may be the solution because it says it clear as day on the front page of the StreamYard thing when you sign in, but I never understood, I never made the connection of what that meant. So I'm gonna maybe I need some kind of adapter or something to plug into that to plug into my MacBook because those are Apple um earbud things. But we gonna work it out. So I said, I'm pretty sure, and I'm in the house today. If it's a little dark, excuse that. I just don't feel like turning no lights on. Y'all know what I look like. Um, because it is kind of dark in here. But I don't feel like going outside. For one thing, it's hot out there and it feels good in the house. It's gonna be like 80 degrees today, and 80 degrees is warm for the Bay Area. Um, I know that everybody wants to have a safe place where they can kind of process what happened yesterday. And yesterday I just kind of felt like I just wanted to just dig my head in the sand and just pretend like this didn't happen because it's happening so much. Someone posted a comment on my community wall and said that this is just like a recurring nightmare. And it is. It just seemed like this is happening every week. Every week we are mourning. We will look at the pictures. We will analyze why the person did what we did. And we will go through them posting the memorial services, and they will show the memorials and the flowers and the teddy bears and the balloons, and they will show pictures of where it happened and all of this stuff. And then we go back to our regular lives. We settle back into our regular lives, And, we're happy and doing the things that we do every day, cleaning house, cooking, going to the grocery store, taking care of our own families. And then, boom, it happens again. But I want to say this, though, because I am a real victim of gun violence. My son was shot. And for the people that already know this, I do have some new subscribers who don't know. My son was shot, and my stepson, who is his brother, was shot, and he didn't survive. They were both shot. My son was shot in the chest, and his brother was shot in the head. Now, I don't, that incident, I don't know what happened, but I know that my son and his brother did not have a gun, and someone shot them. The person that shot them was never caught. Um, my stepson passed away 3 days, I think 3 or 4 days after he was shot. He had numerous surgeries of them trying to relieve the pressure on his brain because the bullet entered one side and crossed all the way across his brain. And he went through, his brain was swelling. It was just a lot. And while his brother was going through all of this, my son was laying in the bed with a collapsed lung. So he never got a chance to see his brother. He didn't even get a chance to see him before, after he passed away, before they wheeled him down to the morgue because his own lung, he couldn't move. They didn't want to move him out of the bed because his lung was, like he was healing. He wasn't even like breathing well. And this wasn't my, of course, my stepson is not my son. His mother passed away when he was a teenager. And so he had moved out here for, well, it's just a crazy story. But anyway, it happened. And it wasn't my biological child, but still, my biological child was shot by somebody for no reason, for some words that him and another person had. And that has just, literally messed all of us up to lose Corey over something that was just stupid, senseless. So, yeah, I know how these families feel to wake up the next morning knowing that the person that you love is laying up in the morgue somewhere. And so Corey had to, his family wanted him back in Alabama because that is where the bulk of his family, well, that's where everybody is other than his brothers who are here. So they had to prepare him to be transported back to Alabama. And after he passed away, they let me and some people that were there to support me, they let us in to, say our goodbyes to him because we knew we would never see him again. These families that sent their kids to school, that was the last thought in their mind. When my son and Corey left the house that evening going to the store, do you think I thought somebody would shoot them? No, That's always that's never a thought in your mind. You never think that. And you never, ever, ever get over it. Every time one of these things happen, it triggers me. It triggers me. I think of all of those emotions that I had praying for Corey, going with him in the in the elevator to surgery. The last time they were like, "Do you want to walk with him?" Because even the doctors didn't think that he would make it. And they were like, "You can walk with him. You can ride the elevator with him to surgery." And they just, stopped me when they got to the door because they didn't think he would make it through that surgery. He made it though, but he passed after. No one should have to go through that. Nobody, no parent should have to go through that. No parent should have to wake up in the morning after sending their child to school to be thinking about what am I going to bury my child in? Thinking about having to go to the mortuary with clean clothes and a cute outfit to look at them in a casket. I'm so sick of these damn people. Like, what gives you the right to take somebody else's life and mess up their family? Do you know that this is the type of stuff that destroys marriages? A lot of couples don't survive after the death of a child because one of the parents just don't know how to deal with that level of grief that it tears them apart. An entire community. Because now all of these kids are going to be scared to go to school. Kids have lost their friends. I lost a friend in high school that I used to walk to school with every day. Over Christmas break, someone killed her at the park that we used to all go to. They found her body. I never forgot that. I never forgot her funeral, how that just level of grief and sadness from teenagers, you don't forget that. As a teenager, as a child, you don't know how to process grief. You don't even know what to say. These are elementary school kids who some of them are still scared of the dark. They still believe in the boogeyman. They still think someone is under their bed. And then you have someone come in with a gun and kill their friends. Like, that's just saying that the boogeyman is really real. And if you're a mother and you don't feel some type of way today, it's you need to check your heart. Because the only thing that I could think of, and of course, you think about the fathers too, but I don't care what nobody say. The mother has a different connection to a child that they brought into this world than the father. They always will. And I'm not saying that the fathers don't love their children. Yeah, they love them, but we carried that child we in our body. We nurtured that child. We fed that child. We got up with that child when the child was sick. We did all of those things. You came from me. I was the first person to touch you when you were born, other than the doctor. And for someone to just not even think and take my baby's life. That's the only thing I could think of this morning when I woke up, is how hurt the mothers are. And I know, being a child of Oshun, Oshun loves kids so much. Oshun is the Orisha that helps mothers with fertility. She loves children. It don't matter that, may give her kids to Yemaya to take care of them, but she's going to definitely make sure that they're taken care of because she's out trying to help other mothers have kids. She's out trying to answer the prayers of other mothers. I know that Oshun is weeping today, weeping because, as a child of Oshun, I'm just so hurt. Like my energy, my spirit, everything is just so low. It's just it's just so heavy just looking at the faces of those little angels. It's too much. It's just too much. It's so painful. Storming in Alabama. Yeah, it's warm here. It's it's in the 70s, but it's supposed to get up to the 80s. It's nice here. Well, Corey is from Alabama. Corey is from Alabama. His people are from Alabama, the Joneses. I married his father. Well, yeah, I married his father. We got divorced. I'm married to somebody else now. And his dad has passed. Phoenix said it is 5.5 hours from me. Then another child was found with an artillery in North Texas. And they said a child was found here in California with a gun in an elementary school here in California. That's your cousin? Intuitively in sync? Yeah, I used to be a Jones. Oh no, his name is Willie. Willie Jones. That was my first husband. We've been divorced since 1991. But yeah, Corey was my stepson. And you know, gun violence, it's just something that you will never forget. Like these people will never, ever, ever, ever get over that. Never. They'll never get over it. And they say that that's like a small town. And like one young man was talking, he was saying that like almost everybody in that town is either you're related to somebody or somebody that is related to that person, or because it's small um such a small town. And there are videos on TikTok of the parents coming to the scene, and people breaking down and crying and stuff. It's just like I can imagine. I couldn't imagine. I just couldn't. I could not imagine. But we have to do something. This this has to stop. This is happening every week. Oh, it's only 70,000 people in your town? I think they said it was less than that though in that town. I live in a really small city too for this to be California. Yeah, it's only 26,000 people in the city that I live in. 26,000. That's hecka small. But the thing is with this city, you can like walk to the next city. Like where I take those pictures at the park, if I cross the gate, I'm in the next whole city. The cities are that close together, and that's why they are so small. There have been 212 mass shooting since January the 1st. That's crazy. I mean, have they even buried all of the people from that New York situation? Have all of those people even been laid to rest before something else happened? It's just, but you know what? Last night, last night I was just praying for the parents and stuff, and Spirit had dropped this into my spirit and said, "Don't allow this to make you angry because that's what this dark energy wants. It wants to feed off of our anger. We can't get angry when things like this happen. We still have to put out that love energy because that's the only thing that will conquer this. It's like whatever this dark force is feeding off of people's anger. And we can't allow that to happen. There's a difference between anger and hurt. And it's okay to be hurt. It's okay to grieve, but it's not okay to live in a state of anger. You can't live mad at the world because that doesn't, that anger doesn't do anything for you. It just makes the world a worse place. And there are some people that are out there that are living in anger. And I don't know what happened to this young man. One person said that he didn't graduate from high school, or he was, having some issues. He had to be having some serious issues because he killed his own grandmother first. Before he went to the school and did what he did, he killed his own grandmother. So there had to have been something going on. And there are some people out here who really don't believe in mental illness. They don't believe that, people are going through things. And when you are going through things, you, you know, when you are mad or, in a rage, your spirit is open to anything. And the slightest demon or anything can jump in you and take over. And before you know it, you didn't kill somebody. Because even the Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We're not fighting each other, but principalities, spiritual wickedness in high places, big demons. And when you live in a state of anger, you're opening yourself up to that. And before you know it, you didn't went off. You done went to a place that you can't come back from. That's what we are all feeling, Jennifer. We are all feeling that grief for these families. We're all feeling that. Oh, it's lots of water here too. And we live in the Bay Area. We're surrounded by water. We surrounded by water in bridges also. To get to the next big city, you have to go across the bridge. I think I'm gonna post a video of the um, bridge that is near us, and of course, you know that we have one of the most iconic bridges of all, which is the Golden Gate Bridge, which is the what is it? The connector? It's not the connector from Oakland. It's the opposite side because the Bay Bridge connects Oakland to San Francisco. I forgot what Marin or something. One of them, child, is the Golden Gate Bridge. Anger mobilizes. I think it has to be used correctly. I'm angry right now as a mother and citizen of this country. I'm also numb. Oh, in with mobilizing of, I think anger is a trigger to mobilize. But even in mobilizing, you have to harness that anger. You have to be able to harness the anger because if you don't, you'll go off half cocked. And I'm gonna tell you a story about that. About 10 years ago, maybe, a police officer, a motorcycle police officer was shot and killed here in Oakland. I don't even live in Oakland no more, child. I've been in Oakland for so long, but in Oakland where we used to live. And I guess he had an opportunity. Okay, so he pulled over a convicted felon, and I think he had called it in. And the felon had a weapon, and he knew that if the police officers searched his car or ran his name or whatever, he knew he was going to jail, and he didn't want that to happen. And so he shot that motorcycle officer and fled. So the officer, I guess, lived long enough to call it in, and they came and they rushed him to the hospital, and they were on the police then were on a manhunt for this guy. I'm assuming that the officer, had called it in because they had his information and everything. So they went to the last known address for this person, and he was hiding there. And instead of the police following procedures on how to go into the a house, or how to go in, and however police do that kind of stuff, they went half cocked, bust the door down, There was an apartment, bust the door down, went in, and that guy was waiting for them to do that. And he took 3 police officers out before they was able to get him. That was because they were angry and they were trying to get him because he had killed one of their own. And not only did they have to have the funeral for the motorcycle officer, then they had to have the funeral for 3 others because that man was what he knew he was going back to jail. And he took them other officers' life because they were angry. They were hot headed and they went in without thinking. That anger has to be harnessed. If you don't, it's going to destroy you every time. Anger is not a emotion that you can play with. And if you don't know how to harness it, it will get you hurt or you will hurt somebody else. I have always told people that is one thing you got to control is your anger. I have a son that, well, both of my kids are I'm hot headed. I'm extremely hot headed. That was one thing that came up when I had my reading was how hot my head was. How I had to cool my head. Cool your head. You have to work with your ori. You have to cool that head. Your head is hot. It came up in my first reading. And I get, I get upset, I get angry. It does not take much to tick me off. It never has. But I have learned how, of course, the older you get, you don't pop off as much. I'm not the same person I was, of course, in my 20s and 30s. I do know how to, control my anger. I do know the difference now between, anger and pain and grief because there is a difference. Sometimes your feelings is hurt and you're just hurt. You don't have to be aggressive in that hurt. Just sit in that hurt. Process that hurt. I guess I've been in California, all my life. A lot of people talk about how I could never live in Cal. Yeah, you could live here. You would get used to it. I mean, it's more. Of course, every year things are going up. I mean, we're in a situation now where we're looking for a house, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm not about to give up. Oh yeah, the houses are expensive. You know, if you want, especially if you want to live in a decent area, it's expensive. I, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, flat out, the houses are expensive. But California is beautiful. I don't care what nobody say. You're not gonna find an area as what everybody feels like where they live is beautiful, but the temperature here is so moderate. We don't get a lot of storms. We don't get a lot of rain. We basically can wear t-shirts and, flip-flops and Crocs year round. Like I didn't even put my Crocs in the closet this year. I think I pulled my Uggs out for a little while. They back in the closet now because I'm not gonna get to it ain't gonna rain no more. The little rain we got is over now. So it's beautiful. Yeah, I try to get to the point where I don't explode anymore. I try to really talk to myself and figure out like why am I mad? What come on, what is it? Is it a mood swing? Is it emotional? What's going on? Instead of just going off. Because that used to be me. I used to would just go off and, cuss the person out or whatever and not trip off of it. But you should get to the point where you know that that doesn't resolve anything either. After you cuss the person out, you still mad. And then you may have to go back and apologize. Hey, Demona. Yeah, and see, I don't think I could do woods. I don't like woods like that. I would be scared to go in my backyard if my backyard was just woods. Like I would be scared of animals because I'm still kind of freaked out that another turkey is going to come in our backyard because it's warmer now and I don't know where the turkeys be going to the park to get some water or what's going on with them. But in the evening, every day now, they're like out in front of the house, doing their little turkey stuff. And I'm still thinking, is one of these suckers gonna come in our backyard again? Stay on the street. It's a whole bunch of room out there. You don't have to come in the backyard. Don't come out here no more. So I know I will freak out if it was the woods. I just saw a video where a man came out of his house. It was like his ring camera. He came out of his front door, and when he was walking down the steps, he stepped on a baby deer. And the mama heard her baby cry, and she came out the cuts and was like chasing this man across his driveway. And it's not like he didn't even see the deer. It was a baby. He didn't see that deer. It's not like he did that on purpose. But the mama deer was like, I don't you hurt my baby? See, I would freak out. I would have a fit. But see, I'm one of them kind of people. I be like looking around when I wouldn't have stepped on a whole deer though. That's somebody that's not even aware. He's just used to coming. I be looking at everything. Plus, I got bad knees. So I think, I'm more conscious of where I'm stepping anyway, because, I don't want to make no bad step and my knee decide, oop, that's it for the day. So I'm always conscious of, where I'm walking and where I'm stepping and stuff. This man just stepped on a whole baby and didn't realize it until the little deer screamed. I'm pretty sure he must have just like stepped on the deer's toe or tail or something. Do deers have tails? They got little tails, don't they? I don't know, child. Girl, ain't no way. I told my husband though this year I do want to rent an RV and go camping. He wants to camp in a tent. I'm not doing that. I'm too city for that. I can't be laying on the ground. I ain't got too old for that. Camping on the ground in a tent. I should have did that when I was in the Girl Scouts. I can't do that now. I either need to be in a cabin or in a RV because I need to feel safe and I need to be comfortable. I can't be uncomfortable. You saw that video, Phoenix? I I'm gonna start posting because they say you can do that. You can post videos from TikTok to YouTube. YouTube been tripping with me lately anyway. It's not giving. Everybody is complaining about their views and stuff on YouTube, and YouTube this algorithm is like messing up all of the small creators. So y'all know I do this because I just enjoy talking to y'all. Because if I was doing this for money, I would have been quit this because I ain't making a dime. Okay. I just like talking to y'all. If I don't see y'all or talk to y'all, I'll be like, I know they probably looking for me. Let me at least go on here and tell them that I'm okay or something. I miss y'all if I don't talk to y'all. I love woods. I have creeks. Armadillos. Turtles, frogs, groundhog, deer, snakes, armadillo. I probably will never see a real armadillo in person because they don't have them out here. They're not like native to California. They're only down south, aren't they? Like Texas and where else are armadillo? Grind sleeping in no tent. That white lady, that white because I used to follow this white lady on on YouTube. I don't think she was 64 though. She may have been shit. But she was living in a tent in Alaska. She had like a wood burning stove. She had a big old husky dog that lived with her in her in her tent. I mean, he had to be a husky because it be cold in Alaska, and she let that dog run around in the snow and stuff, and he come back out, and she was living. Okay, so she had two places. She had a tent, and she had this little cabin that she built. But I think she stayed in the tent when it wasn't snowing. She stayed in the cabin when it was snowing. Just a one room cabin, and it had a wood burning stove. I don't care. Out in the middle of nowhere by herself, and at night it would be pitch black. This coffee I made, iced coffee with that and see I made the mistake and bought the dark dark roast. The Starbucks thing. I got the dark roast instead of the vanilla or something like I normally do. And it was a little stronger than um what I like. But it's cheaper when you just buy the thing and then use your own coffee creamer and make it yourself than it is going to Starbucks and paying $7 or however much. I got a Starbucks gift card that I gotta use. Every time I go to Starbucks, I forget to use my little gift card. You have a channel? Intuitively in sync? I didn't know you had a channel. Yeah, that lady, she built that cabin. Her husband helped her. This lady that I'm talking about, her husband helped her, but she did a lot of work on it herself. I'm not building. I can't build nothing. I'm now that's I'm a crafty person. Now I can crochet, I can make jewelry, but when it comes to like putting things together, like building a shelf or something like that, I'm not your person. I'm not. Now, I will help you. I will read the instructions for you, but as far as get your ball, Poochie. That's the first time I ever saw you pick that up. Come here. You want to say hi? Come here, Poo Poo. Come here. I ain't gonna let you fall. Come here. Boy, come here. Gizmo. He was like, you are not gonna drag you are not gonna drag me off this bed. I'm falling. Come here, Poochie. Come here, Pooch Pooch. Come here. Gizmo ain't playing that. Gizmo like, I'm not saying hi to y'all. Oh yeah, you smoothies are much cheaper if you make them at home. It's That's just for convenience. Going to like the closest smoothie place to me is Jamba Juice. And I mean, they're okay, but I don't specifically love their juice. I really love the ones that I make at home myself. I don't really love Jamba Juice. I want to find, I know it's got to be another like smaller, not chain juice bar near me, but I haven't found it yet. You know, when you live around a lot of white people, there are places like that. The city that we live in is predominantly um white and Asian. Like we're here, but it ain't a whole lot of us. Yeah, Gizmo just don't like for nobody to pick him up. He really don't. And he never has. He is definitely not a lap dog. And that's what I want. Like I really thought because he was small, he was going to be a lap dog, but he's not. He don't want to sit up in your lap. He don't want you to pick him up. He don't want you to hold him. I don't know, what that is about him, if it makes him feel, restricted, or, he just likes to be free. Don't pick me up. What's going on, buddy? What's going on? What happened? Where you trying to go? Cause you acting so anxious. What's your matter? Huh? What's your matter? Where you trying to go? Cause you trying to go somewhere. Look at him. He see y'all looking. See how he be doing. He don't even want y'all to look at him. He like, don't show me. Don't show me. I didn't ask you to show me. Oh, really? No, I mean it's decent. The juices are they all right, but I'm just not a fan of um Jamba Juice. I pulled my cards out, but I just don't even. Oh Lord, I don't know who that was. I just don't even feel like. I don't feel like I don't. I don't have the energy to read. I don't have the energy to do anything. This whole situation has just like zapped all of my energy away. And I'm trying my best not to, like, I'm not going to watch CNN today. When I got up this morning, my father in law was watching CNN. So, I did hear a little bit of it, but I'm not going to turn it on. I just can't. I mean, I know that I'm going to see certain things on social media, but I just don't want to, because what else can they say? What can they say? The only thing they can say today is who the children were, and then they're going to be showing these hurt parents and hurt grandparents and hurt aunts and hurt uncles and stuff, and I don't want to see it. You want me to pick you up. You want me to get you. Say hi to the people. Tell them I brushed you yesterday and fluffed you out, but I didn't give you a badge. You don't tell them hi? Huh? You got a few little kinkaboos that I'm gonna have to cut off. You don't tell them hi? They can't see you. They can't see how cute you are. Look at how handsome he is. He's just the cutest little thing in the world with his bad shelf. You ready to go? Where you going? You going outside? You want to go outside? Go back that way. Go back the way you came. Go on. Go. Here. Get your baby. Oh man, Gizmo, how you want to turn on Netflix? Well, y'all, that's all I got. Pray for these mothers and fathers and siblings. Um, because these people will never be the same. Their lives have changed forever. Forever. They will never be the same. Yeah, I can't do anything. Yeah. I mean, I can't even imagine. So pray for these families, you know, say a prayer for them, light a white candle. If you don't have the words to pray, you can just light a white candle. And if you can, just let it burn all the way out. Like get a 7-day candle and just let it burn. If now if you got to leave the house, put it out. But if you are at home all the time and you can safely just let it burn, just let it burn. You know, that's all we can do is pray without ceasing. Something that we should be doing anyway. That is our charge, to pray without ceasing. Don't stop. And I think that's our problem. A lot of us have lost our connection to source. We're not praying. We're not keeping these demons at bay because we're not praying. They are running rampant. What is that saying? The crazy people are running the asylum. That is what is going on spiritually. There is a huge disconnect. And until there is a spiritual shift, this shit will keep happening. I love you guys. I appreciate you for showing up when I click. I don't care if it's just one person. We can have a good conversation, and we do. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Please continue to pray for these families. Please don't allow this to make you angry. If you are triggered by this, process your feelings, write your feelings down, journal your feelings. Don't hold on to this stuff. You have to process it and release it. And tomorrow I'm going to try to show you how to cool down your head. If I can make it to the store and get a coconut, um, I'll do that. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. And if you are having a hard time with this situation, if you are feeling like you're too anxious or too nervous to go out when you are out in public, cover your head. Cover your head. Hold on. When you are out in public, do not go out in public with your crown exposed. It's just this easy and this simple. Cover your head. Especially now with everything going on, this is what you should be doing. Of course, you're going to tie it a little bit better than this, but cover your head. If you want to wear the colors of the Orisha, this was given to me at a Oshun Bembe. This is a piece of gingham. If you want to wear the colors of the Orisha, if you want to wear white, if you want to wear red, if you want to wear yellow, if you want to wear blue, it is fine. But cover your head. Especially if you're going to be somewhere where you are in a crowd of people, a lot of people that you don't know, even if it's a few. Okay, that one little thing right there, you know. Even if you just going to the grocery store, child, especially right now with all of this heaviness and grief and frustration and unknown energy, it's just so much stuff swirling around. Cover your head. Keep your head covered when you are out in public. This is your first line of defense, is your head. Your crown. Your crown chakra always needs to be protected. Cover your head. If even at work, you can cover your head because this is your spiritual right. You can go to work with your head covered. And if someone says something to you, this is it. That was a smoke detector. Okay, baby, you okay? He hates smoke detectors. It is your spiritual right to cover your head at work, anywhere. So do that, especially if you are having problems. Cover your head. That's the first thing you should do. And if you want to do it at home, that's fine too. So we'll talk more. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. I love you guys and I appreciate you. Let me go take care of my baby because he done had a heart attack since that smoke detector went off. It's okay, Poochie. Now you need me, huh? Now you need me. Okay, y'all. I'll see you guys later. I love you. Bye.